This is the Homesteading for Beginners podcast, and this is my new intro music. I hope you enjoy it. So today we're going to be talking about how to start homesteading in 2023. If you're listening to this podcast, you're likely a new homesteader or a homestead dreamer. You're either in the beginning years or you're in the dreaming years of your journey. It seems homesteading has really gained in popularity these past few years. Sipping tea while sitting on your front porch overlooking the acres of land. Spending your days watching your chickens and your goats and your kids enjoying the land you own and feeling very satisfied with all of the self-sufficiency skills you are learning in the process. Having skills that make you feel less dependent on the grocery store because you know how to grow and raise your own food. These are the dreams many people are currently having. Well, in 2020, I realized my dream is to see more and more people live this homesteading lifestyle in the best way possible. This includes preventing bad starts and overwhelm. On today's episode, I'm going to revisit the how to start homesteading topic. The first 5 episodes of this podcast, I go into more depth by following the Homesteading for Beginners checklist I created. But I've recently updated it, so I thought I'd go through the checklist again with an updated version. Okay, that intro is not going to be how I normally introduce the episodes, but I just wanted to play around with the new music, and I'm excited about it. I think it's more my tone, so I hope you enjoy it as well. Okay, today we're going to talk about the Homesteading for Beginners checklist, and this I've updated it so that it includes a few things extra, which is mainly the income option, the homestead income, but we'll talk about that later. So we're going to start by talking about the first section of the checklist, which is get connected. Get connected with a local homesteading community. This is really important, and I can't stress it enough because there's going to be a time when you need to actually lean on your neighbors for whatever it is, for emergencies, for vacations, for supplies. It may be anything, but you're going to need some local community. So as soon as you are able to find the local community, the best place to find a community generally seems to be on Facebook, but you can also go to local events like farmers markets and just like the local small town thing that's going on and start meeting people. Find the people that are interested in learning homesteading skills or people that are already homesteading. That just seems to be the best way to really get connected to your local community. And then there's online community, which is also really important in my opinion because you can get different perspectives. You can find out what's going on around the world if you are connected with people online. And there are so many homesteaders right now online, so there should be no problem finding homesteaders that are similar to you and what the things that you do online. You just have to search different apps like, Instagram, Facebook. If you listen to the first 5 episodes of this podcast, I did talk about a community that I had, but I don't have that right now. I'm working on either bringing that one back or creating one somewhere. It just takes a lot of effort, a lot of time to host a community. So but I'm working on that. I'm working on trying to figure out where I best will fit and how I can best serve beginners and dreamers. And there are so many homesteading Facebook groups out there. I just don't know that I need to start another Facebook group, but I'm thinking about that. But anyway, there are still places that you can find community online. So I encourage you to check out those things. Do a search for homesteading community or something like that in your favorite social media app. All of these things that I'm talking about are actually in the checklist, so make sure that you download the new version of the checklist if you have not already downloaded the checklist. This will be the first time that you've seen it, but if you have downloaded this checklist already, then this will be updated with a few different things in it. So the next part of this get connected is try to find someone that locally that'll allow you to visit their farm or their homestead and see how they operate things. Some people will do this for free, some people charge, it depends. But finding that local community will really help you to find those people that are willing to let you come and see how they operate, see the type of animals they have. If you're interested in a certain type of homesteading, like certain type of livestock, make sure you find those people that have that livestock before you decide to jump in and go and maybe even get some tips from them and that sort of thing. So this is a really good idea for those of you if you are like right on the verge of starting and you're just trying to figure out what you want on your homestead. Go and visit somebody else's farm. That will really, really help. The next section of the checklist is to invest in your education. So I have on the checklist to purchase at least one homesteading or gardening book. Basically, don't wait until you have the perfect scenario to start learning. Learn now. Use this time to educate yourself. Book knowledge is still knowledge, and it preps your mind for the time where you're actually putting your hands in the work. So get a book, get to figure out what it is that you want to start with first and get a book about it. So if it's gardening, get a good gardening book. I have one that I particularly like and I mention a lot. It's called The Lasagna Garden. No, it's called Lasagna Gardening. And I have it in the checklist. If you go to the checklist and you go to the resources list, there is a link to my Amazon shop and it's listed in there. So if you want to go check that out. But it's one that I mention to a lot of people because it changes the idea that you want to layer organic material on top of each other to make the soil rich instead of tilling the soil and disrupting all the beneficial things that are in the soil. So it's a good easy perspective. It's a good easy book to give you a different perspective on gardening. A lot of people have switched from tilling the soil to no tilling, and this is kind of an easy little book for that. The other thing I have is for you to decide on one new homesteading skill to learn. So this is basically, writing it down and deciding, okay, this is the next homesteading skill I'm going to learn. And once we write things down, it tends to give us more direction and to make sure that we get it done. So if you are wanting to get started homesteading, doesn't matter where you are and how, if you're in an apartment or whatever, you can still learn a homesteading skill. A lot of the homesteading skills are involved in your kitchen. So just, figure out what it is that would be most useful to you and your family and what you enjoy the most, and just write that skill down. The next section is take time for dreaming, and don't skip this step. It sounds like, for some people who don't dream a lot, it may sound like a wasted, useless activity, but it isn't. Being able to visualize what it is that you want is really, really important. So take time, start a dream board, actually get involved in it. And put that dream board or whatever it is you have up somewhere where you can see it. If you are currently dreaming of homesteading and having the white picket fence or whatever, the acres of land, get some kind of picture from somewhere and put that up where you can see it, and just keep that in your on your view so that you can remember, so that you can keep working towards the things that you want. Next is save for your goals. This is really important, and I wish we had done this more. We never really were very good at saving up for something and then doing the thing. We always just got the animal and then tried to figure out how to make it work. So I really highly recommend that you just start right now with some sort of savings account. Go to the bank, start a savings account, or start an envelope savings account. I have some ideas in my Amazon storefront as well if you want to check that out. But you start your savings now. Don't wait. And keep saving. Keep replenishing your savings, because there's going to be things. If your dream is to have a homestead with acreage, with animals, with gardens, whatever, there's always things that need to be fixed, improved. Animals get sick. There's always expenses. So keep replenishing your savings account. Have a buffer of some sort. A lot of times people like to have $1,000 as a buffer. So if you're able to get to the $1,000 mark, that would really, really be helpful. Vet bills can sometimes, wipe out half of that really quickly, depending on what kind of animals you have. But just have the savings so that in case there's an emergency or something just needs to be repaired, you are able to draw from your savings and it won't be such a hardship. Okay, and this is the new part of the checklist that I've added, which is create an income plan with the 3 income streams in mind. So there's the on-homestead income ideas on the list, and off-homestead income and online income. So, go through there, write out some ideas that you have, write out some ideas of where you might set yourself up to where you have income right off. You could start now having an income, especially if you're desiring to be on a homestead with property and you're actually not near that. You could build your online income, and your online income will likely be your strongest. So the earlier you get that started, the better. I've talked about this multiple times, so we'll get more into that in future episodes. But just remember to have this idea that the 3 income streams is what keeps you prepared in case of anything that might go wrong. Because we're not guaranteed that there will be online, the internet available. We're not guaranteed that we'll have local things that we can go to. We're not guaranteed anything. So having the 3 different types of income streams will set you up much better and stronger, and you'll be able to develop community where people trust you. When people say things like, I miss your professionalism. That's what I got recently from an off homestead income stream. I just recently left the farm job that I have, and I got a text from her saying, I miss your professionalism, I miss you. So that if I ever needed another income stream and she was hiring, that I would get that job back again easily. You know what I'm saying? So just remember that there's so many levels to this idea of the 3 income streams that can benefit you and create a sustainable homestead lifestyle, because you don't want to just assume you're going to be broke. You don't want to just assume that you'll never have money. You want to prepare and plan that you can go on vacations and things like that. So I can't stress this one enough, because this is where I see a lot of people missing the mark on. They don't have an income plan. So we'll go more into that. Like I said before, we'll go more into that in future episodes. But if you missed some of the previous episodes that I talked about homestead income, it starts on episode 25, I believe. Yes, episode 25 to like episode 31 or 32. So there's several episodes on generating income because of your homestead and from your homestead. And the last one on the list is to get coaching. I am happy to answer your questions. If you want to just reach out to me on Instagram, my Instagram handle is at farmer_Mona. So you can reach out to me if you just have like this question that you can't seem to get an answer to. I'll do my best to answer or point you in the right direction. So go ahead and, do that if you have some questions. I'd love to help you. So don't forget to download the updated version of the checklist. I also have something really exciting coming for you on May 3rd. It's a live event that I'm going to be doing. It's a 2-hour workshop for homesteaders, new homesteaders and homestead dreamers. I'll be taking you through the steps to set up your homestead journey on the right path. If you're interested in this is a paid event, but it's only $29. And you also get the updated version of the Homesteading for Beginners Workbook, which I've updated just for this event. and it's normally $9. So it's basically like you're paying $20 for this event. So if you want to get this for a discounted price, I would highly recommend you check out that link in the show notes I have. It's called Workshop for Beginner Homesteaders and Dreamers. So if that's what sounds like you, a beginner homesteader or a dreamer, then this will benefit you a lot. So we will be going over strategies for planning, savings, and income. So I'll go more deep into those topics. Jumping into homesteading lifestyle without a well thought out plan can lead to frustration and overwhelm. So we want to avoid that. And how to find and be a part of a homesteading community. Like I mentioned, I mentioned how to find it, but I do have strategies on starting your own homesteading community and being a good member of a homesteading community. So that can be online and local communities as well. And then learn how to have the right mindset for homesteading success. I've talked about this a lot on the podcast, but we'll be going into it more deep and just talking about, just setting yourself up the right way. There'll also be a question and answer part at the end of the workshop. I'll leave time for question and answers. So if you want some answers to some burning questions that you have, that'd be a good time to do it. There will be a replay available. So if you sign up to get it for the $29, you will keep it at the $29 and it'll be yours. I'll send you the replay. Also, if you register before May 1st, you will be eligible to enter the giveaway, or you'll be entered into a giveaway that I'll be announcing at the event, probably most likely. I haven't decided that yet. But anyway, that goes to all the people who register before May 1st. So like I said, the link is in the show notes. And that is all I have for today. That is the Homesteading for Beginners checklist, pretty much just like an overview of it. If you'd like it, you know where it is. And I will see you here next week.